Hello, buenos dias, hola everyone. Welcome to Learn Spanish with Rich. And on this video, I'm going to teach you a cognate conversion trick. A cognate is a word that is similar. It's a technical word meaning a word that is similar in different languages. And because English and Spanish are so similar, there's tricks to change large amounts of English directly to Spanish. And I'm going to show you one of those tricks now. All the words ending in ante or ente, they are all Latin root words. So words like important, different, elephant, all of those words exist in Spanish because Spanish is mostly Latin and English has a large Latin influence. So all those words exist in Spanish. You just add the sound e. So ante and ente become ante, ente. So different, diferente. Important, importante. Elephant, elefante. Presidente. Constante. And so on. It goes on and on. So this is one of those tricks that will teach you large amounts of Spanish in just a few short moments and does not require much studying. You literally just have to remember about a dozen or so of these conversion tricks and use them. You don't have to learn painstakingly word by word. That's one of the benefits of using my method, Learn Spanish with Rich. If you listen to the recordings, I'll take you from zero to intermediate very, very quickly. I promise. It'll be fast and painless. So, another word that's very important is how you say it is or just is. That is es in Spanish. It's pronounced es. So, it's important would be es importante. Got it? It's different would be es diferente. And to say a or an, to say a elephant, you'd say un elefante. So if you wanted to say it's different, it's a different elephant. Es un elefante diferente. It's an elephant different. Es un elefante diferente. If you were to say, it's an important president, you'd say, es un presidente importante. It's a president important. Es un presidente importante. So es un is it's a presidente, obviously president, importante. It's obviously important. If you wanted to say it's an important elephant, you'd say es un elefante importante. So it would be es, and then a elephant would be un elefante. And then importante, important. I gave it away then. Just put the sound A on the end and you get importante. It's an important elephant. And if you want to make the sentence negative, if you want to make a sentence negative in Spanish, it's much more easy than in English. In English, we fiddle about with don'ts and nots, and it can be quite awkward in English making a sentence negative. You have to really know what the verb is and how that verb is made negative. In Spanish, you don't have to do any of that. It's very easy. You just put the word no in front of the verb. Usually that goes at the beginning of the sentence. It definitely goes in front of the verb. If you wanted to say it's not different, you'd say no es diferente. You want to maybe say it's not an elephant, it's the president. Bit of a silly sentence, but you'd say no es un elefante, es un presidente. I know it sounds silly, but that's one of the tricks that helps people to learn is either using the word in something that's logical and makes sense to use in your life, or something that makes you laugh. So let's think of some other. You want to say it's constant, you'd say es constante. It's if you want to say it's not different, you'd say no es diferente. You want to say it's not important, no es importante. And if you wanted to add for me, you'd say para mí. And for you would be para ti if it was informal. So if you were in Spain or maybe some parts of Mexico, you'd use the informal tense quite often. For most people you were speaking to, you would use the informal tense, which is normally there's two types of you in Spanish. There's tu, and that is the informal. So that's typically the rule is friends and family you get used to for. And then everybody else is the other one, the other type of you, which is usted. It's spelled Usted, and it's pronounced usted. And that is the polite or the formal way of saying you. And if you're in a country like Spain or Mexico, you would probably only use the form usted if you were in a formal situation. So, for instance, a waiter waiting at a table, perhaps you're talking to the police or somebody else in a legal situation, or talking to someone older than you, an elderly gentleman or lady, you might choose to use usted for them. For a customer or a client, you'd probably say usted to them. But really, for most conversations, most people, you're going to use the tu form. That's in Spain. And the same applies to some parts of Mexico. I know if you go a bit further south in Latin America, if you're in Colombia or Peru or Ecuador, you almost never use the tu form. It's almost always the usted. It's so much usted that I even heard a husband addressing his wife as usted one time when I was in Colombia. Really, you want to use the tu form, which for most conjugations means you put an S at the end of the verb, and the usted form doesn't have the S. And if you're in some countries like Colombia and Ecuador, it would be the usted, the formal form for most conversations. So let's go back to the cognate conversion trick we've just been looking at, and that was ente and ante, getting the sound a on the end, so become ente and ante. So if you wanted to say it's important for me, you'd say es importante para mí. And it's different for you, you'd say es diferente para ti. If you wanted to make that formal, or you were perhaps in Colombia and it would be es diferente para usted. And what else? So let's say it's different for you and it's important for me. Es diferente para ti, es importante para mí. It's different for you, it's important for me. Es diferente para ti, es importante para mí. Great. So I think the best way I would suggest for you to go about, I don't like that word memorization, but to remember this trick would be, I would say, to write a couple of sentences that you think are going to apply to you in your life, that you can see yourself actually using, actually saying. And I want it needs to have es, a word with ante or ente at the end. So, and then for me, for you, it's important for you. Es importante para ti. If you wanted to make that formal, you'd say, es importante para usted. Great. Thanks very much. Remember, I'm selling, I've got an audiobook series that I'm selling, and it's my mission to make Spanish easy to understand. I show you the language hacks, the cognate conversion tricks. I show you every trick I can. I learned Spanish as an adult, and I thought I was terrible at foreign languages, and even I was able to learn Spanish to such a decent level that I feel driven and called to teach all the other English speakers out there that also find foreign languages difficult. I'm teaching you all the easiest way I found to learn Spanish. Okay, thanks. Bye.